All right, getting out of the theater, just saw one battle after another. And listen, the movie's too long. I was really surprised with the pacing problems for me. I didn't think I would have that in a Paul Thomas Anderson film starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Benicio del Toro, Tiana Taylor, Regina Hall, and Infinity Chase, I believe, Chase Infinity debut. Let me just give you the positives first, as I already gave you a negative with the pacing of the film. So great actors, really doing the best with the material that they had. Leonardo's always going to give you 100%, and you know he's so charismatic that you're really kind of like, where's this, where's he going with this character? I think ultimately for me, okay, anything else? That's really it. There was some clever stuff happening with some of the storytelling, but ultimately in the third act, for me, it didn't come together. It actually got very elementary and just, kind of silly. Ultimately, as well, one side of the, everyone's not a really good person, except for the daughter, Willa, right? Let me just we'll just leave that at there. So no one's no one's perfect on both sides of this equation, as you know by now. Sean Penn is kind of on the military authoritative side, and Leonardo and company, they're resistance fighters, where they would kind of bomb banks and targeted places. So not only was not everyone good, but only one side really got justice in the end, in regards to they're just dudes, and I don't want to super spoil it for you, but it was almost the side of because there was no loss in the end on Leo's side in his character. I was wondering, what the hell was this all about? What were the stakes? Because if it's just he's gonna save his daughter, but him and his wife, they really did some awful things. So was the awful thing that the wife couldn't be part of her upbringing, and but at the end there was kind of you go get him and you become the next, maybe you can change the world. I failed. It's well, you didn't fail. You basically became a rat murderer. So I was just what's the let me get some light. What's the lesson here? So I was very disappointed, because P.T. Anderson always has very complex storylines, and the characters, there's always one character you can really attach to, and I didn't like any of these characters at all. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad I saw it, just because now I know what the hype with Hollywood is, that they're gonna find this so important because of the times. And you could use current issues as a device to further your storyline, but again, if you're saying that this father and daughter are the heart of this story, which they should be, it falls flat. It fell very flat for me in the third act, and again, I was just disappointed in the storytelling, ultimately not caring for these characters. So it also says to me that Hollywood, in making this more important, in what it's saying, which I could see from their point of view, but it's at the expense of storytelling of escapism, where that should be in the background, because this is all, everything about this film, there's nothing like as far as like factual, real people, real names. It's not like the Killing Fields, where the background was, you know, this massacre of these people and then trying to get out, or oh God, what's the other one? You're Living Dangerously, where the journalists are, you know, it's about them and their relationship stories, and in the background it is, you know, a revolution going on. This was like a kind of limousine leftist wet dream with no substance, right? And of course, all the people of color are, you know, destitute. They're either in prison, they're either locked up, or, you know, or it was just very frustrating. And I really wanted to give it I believe gave it a fair bias shot. Again, the biggest thing that surprised me was the bad storytelling, the pacing. It looked fine. I don't see how this movie was made for that much money. That's ridiculous. So, yeah. Nope, not one of my favorite movies of the year, but I'm glad I saw it. Let me know what you guys think. Check out our other out of the theater reviews. Wherever you're at, keep your slam fuerte. We'll keep on talking about this one, because bet on this, Hollywood and the award seasons are going to make this one their darling. Peace. Addendum. The humor in this film was very hit and miss. Benicio del Toro was charming in his role, and he had this whole thing with, he called it the Latino Underground Railroad for undocumented people. Again, none of those devices bother me if it propels a storyline. You know, it just, again, even Benicio's character at the end of the film had a very silly ending scene for his character that was just a completely flat, and the humor was really hit and miss, and I was trying to see this film as everything is absurd, and I know P.T. Anderson was going for that absurdity, which I appreciate, because really it is on all sides, but the heart of the story did not have the emotional and kind of authentic, but not just ending, but it again. Where is the consequence of these characters, right? I can understand the young girl's character, and, you know, she was an innocent, and up until she finds everything out towards the end of the film, but, you know, it was very unrealistic, very silly as far as that third act, man. That third act just completely fell apart. All right, I think I've given you guys a lot to chew on. And once again, I think the actors did great jobs with what they had, and you know, let me guys know what you guys think. Okay, that's it.